Greetings. My name is Ajisatrio Anggadipati. I am from Institute Technology Bandung. I will present my research about factors affecting digital payment using QRIS on merchant during COVID-19 case study in Indonesia provinces. So this is the table of contents of this research, which is started from the first one, introduction, the second one, literature review, third, methodology, fourth, data analysis, and last, conclusion. First, I would like to explain the introduction about this research. The number of cases with COVID-19 rose in almost every country across the world in 2020. Countries have implemented strict restrictions, such as school holidays, working from home, quarantine for locations with a high number of patients, and most importantly, lockdown to contain the COVID-19 pandemic whispers, where days of lockdown vary per country. Based on the World Bank 2020 annual gross domestic product growth data, the global economy has shrunk by 3.293% in 2020 and is described as the worst economic decline caused by the recession in most countries. Businesses all across the world are going through a tough time dealing with a range of issues such as drop in demand, supply chain disruption, export order cancellation, raw material shortage, and transportation issue, to name a few. Amid the current COVID-19 pandemic, the G20 Indonesia presidency emphasized the importance of digital financial inclusion and MSMEs financing to reduce inequality by encouraging digitalization that has an impact on increasing productivity, as well as inclusive and sustainable economy. Financial resilience is being promoted through multiple approaches, such as increasing the effectiveness of national financial inclusion policies. The current initiative by involving access to and use of a wide variety of financial services in addition to just provide bank accounts, such as money transfer services, loans, insurance, payment, and investment products. In the G20 Indonesia Presidency International Seminar on Digital Financial Inclusion, Deputy Governor of the Bank of Indonesia, Doni P. Juwono, discussed the technological advancements, digitization of financial goods and services, and online business operations might help MSMEs sustain revenue and business continuity amid COVID-19 pandemic. Digital economy opportunities are greatly visible for Indonesia, especially millennials and Gen Z are more populous compared to the others. The millennials and Gen Z can influence to shape the role of e-commerce for long-term success, where this generation wanting to experience modern and efficient payment methods that are almost digital. Furthermore, in the Asian countries, Indonesia has the biggest e-commerce platform adoption compared to others. As e-commerce raises, the needs of fintech also rising. More than 300 fintech are available in Indonesia. Digital technologies are at the forefront of development, which can provide unique opportunities for countries to accelerate economic growth and connect people to services and jobs. By taking advantages of these opportunities, Bank Indonesia as central bank is participating in to utilize the COVID-19 moment to encourage digitalization. According to the survey research which has been conducted by Bank Indonesia in 2021, 20% of Indonesia MSMEs reduced the impact of the pandemic by digitalizing their business and utilizing online marketing channels. Meanwhile, according to the supply side statistic, the use of cashless transactions such as debit cards or electronic money has accelerated, which has increased to 137% on the previous year to 27.7 trillion rupiah. Even so, the increase of digital payments usage is varying in each Indonesia provinces. For instance, QRIS as a digital payment on merchant which is launched since 1st January 2020. It is claimed that QRIS can be a game changer during COVID-19. QRIS is claimed may increase financial inclusion in urban and even in the rural area. QRIS usage able to make transactions more efficient and quickly by using various payment systems that support QRIS without hassling bringing cash shopping for necessities every day. However, QRIS is a new technology innovation, and people still need to adapt and learn during the process of technological change. Although it is purposely to ease society during COVID-19 pandemic, only several people may utilize such technology, especially persons with higher education. New technology may need other training to utilize where it can be frustrating and time-consuming. This suggests that level of education may have a factor influencing the use of QRIS in Indonesia. Therefore, the research intends to define what factor affecting the digital payments using QRIS on merchant during COVID-19 macroeconomically that happened in the provinces of Indonesia. Okay, next I will explain the literature review of this research. First is the financial literacy. Financial literacy is an understanding of permanent financial concept and ability to manage personal finance by means of financial planning with the awareness of economic situation. Then, digital finance. Digital finance refers to the delivery of financial services using mobile phones, personal computers, internet, or cards connected to a relevant digital system. Next is digital or e-payment. Digital payment system can support entrepreneurs in connecting with bank employees, suppliers, and new markets for their goods and services by making financial transactions with them safer, convenient, and affordable by minimizing travel time and cost. This technology helps accelerate business registration and payments for business licenses and permits. And then last, QRIS, Quick Response Code Indonesia Standard, or known as QRIS, is the use of QR code to unify multiple QR codes from various electronic digital payment system service providers, or known in Indonesian as Pelayanan Jasa Sistem Bayaran (PJSP). QRIS was created to make the QR code transaction process easier, quicker, and more secure. QRIS must be implemented by all payment system providers who will accept QR code payment. Based on the previous study, numerous macroeconomic aspects must be considered in the factors influencing digital payments, which is the level of social standards and educational achievement, financial literacy, digitalization, and financial inclusion. Next, I will explain about the methodology of this research. The data collection of each variables from the following sources reports that database are shown as follows. Data analysis of this research will consist of classical assumption, multiple linear regression, simultaneous hypothesis testing, and partial hypothesis testing. Next, I will explain about data analysis of this research. The classical assumption is tested before forming the regression model to provide a blue estimation, which is best, linear, unbiased, and estimator. First classical assumption, normality. So based on the result, the obtained value of the significance normality test using the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test is 0.2. Considering that p-value exceeds than alpha, thus the residual data is concluded normally distributed and fulfill the normality assumption. Next is heteroscalacity. So it will use heteroscalacity plot that demonstrate the dots are distributed randomly and do not form a pattern, which means there is no evidence of heteroscalacity in the regression model and can be used for further investigation. Third one is multicoloniality. So the result shows that the independent variables in the model with p-value is less than 10, meaning that it has no multicoloniality and it is a good model. And last classical assumption is Durbin-Watson. So Durbin-Watson result shows that is 1.912, where it is nearly 2, that indicates there is no autocorrelation within the model. Therefore, the multiple regression can be conducted. The multiple linear regression is used in its research to analyze the relationship between the independent variable consists of gross regional domestic product per capita, mean years of school, financial literacy, individual using mobile device to access the internet, individual using the internet for finding information about goods and services, and financial inclusion. Towards the dependent variable, which is digital payment using QRIS on merchant. The multiple regression model that will be formed is as shown in the presentation. The purpose of Pearson product normal correlation analysis is to discover and verify the hypothesis of a relationship between two or more variables when the data for the variables are in the form of interval or ratios and the data sources for each variable are the same. The result shows that the value means a strong relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable, shown by R, which is 0.782. Next is when forecasting the result of an event, the coefficient of determination analysis is used as statistical measurement that examines the differences in one variable effect to other variable. The digital payment using QRIS or merchants as dependent variable is influenced by the independent variables by 61.2%, whereas the other 38% influenced by other factors that is not investigated within this research. Next is the table of coefficient. So based on the table of coefficient, the result of constant regression coefficient in the regression model can be shown as follows. After that, conducting simultaneous hypothesis testing, and it shows that the independent variables have significant effect on the dependent variable, where the F value for 7 with the p-value of 6 of below 0.001. The partial hypothesis shows that the mean years of school individual using mobile device to access the internet for finding information about goods and services and financial inclusion as independent variable is below alpha 0.05, which means these variables have significant effect on digital payment using QRIS on merchant, while the other variables have insufficient evidence. Last chapter conclusion. So this research purposely to define other factors affect the use of QRIS payment on merchant during the COVID-19 pandemic. By using the macroeconomic approach, it is found that the main factor, which is the financial inclusion and education, have significant effect on the digital payment using QRIS on merchant. The other factor is the individual using mobile device to access the internet for finding information about goods and services has also significant relationship with positive coefficient. While cross-regional domestic product, financial literacy, and mobile device show sufficient of effect on the digital payment using QRIS on merchant. The finding of this research by using macro-scale study can be regarded as preliminary, and further research are needed to investigate this area. That's all of my presentation explanation regarding my research about factor affecting digital payment using QRIS on merchant during COVID-19 case study in Indonesia provinces. I hope my presentation are clearly explained and can be useful for future research. Thank you and see you on another opportunities.